Welcome back to another TERA Plays TERA video. Today's video we are going to go over TERA Console's 130.02 build update that was originally meant to be released tonight, roughly around when this video is getting dropped. Now, I am recording the video on the day it was meant to come out, but there is a notice we'll cover, as well as I haven't covered patch notes in a while. So I did want to ask the community while I'm coming back, what style do you want me to do patch notes? And go ahead, answer this in the comment section. Do you want me to just cover it where you guys can kind of read the patch notes as I'm going? Do we want to go back to an older format, how I used to just talk about the patch notes and say what was happening with dungeon run content? Or would you guys want me to explore an area on TERA Console and kind of like I'll just record my voice beforehand and I will then see how long it takes for me to do that, and then I'll overdub. It's kind of meant to be the other way, but I'll just do it in reverse where I'll explore an area for that same amount of time and just you guys can watch kind of me exploring TERA. So let me know what you want. Maybe we want a mix of stuff, maybe we only want to see the notes, maybe you want to see an area of TERA and I'll post sections of the notes. Yeah, just let me know. But let's dive into the changes that are meant to be coming to TERA Console very soon. Now, do you know there has been a ton of changes? I am going to do a Is TERA Console Worth Playing in 2026 video, roughly around when Season 2 comes out. If you've missed some of the patch notes, go ahead and just go to their website. They're all there. You could join the community Discord. The dev is amazing. He is communicating with everyone the best he can, and there's actually a lot of communication going on. So check all that stuff out. All of that will be in the description. All the good stuff, all the good stuffies. So, developers notes, basically this is just quick and brief. The devs are talking about the DPS meter that was added to CAA, that they don't plan on really updating it any more than what it currently is. They're talking about runes and how they're releasing more stat change stones, but only for the higher tier dungeons, as lower level players are going to be more focused on stigma and cards, and higher players should be focusing on their runes. Stay tuned, coming probably next week, or maybe the following week. I'm not too sure the video layouts just yet. I will be making a what cards to focus on, what stigmas to focus on, and what to do for your runes, all in separate video guides releasing very soon. And then they've also posted stuff about the dungeon reset scrolls and how that is just a general item and not everything will be dismantleable. So yeah, all fun stuff. You can read the developer notes and further if you want. There is a reward change happening to some of the dungeons currently in the game. CAA Cursed Anthros Abyss, The Last Stand, is getting an extra 150 Vanguard standings. So that is pretty nice. That means when you complete the dungeon without Elite, you'll get 1,150. If you complete the dungeon, you'll get 2,300. So very nice change. As well as Cursed AAHM and Last Stand are both going to get Rune Stat Change Stones, and a Rune Stat Change Stone crate tradable will have the chance of dropping. Basically, they're both going to be, no, only the Rune Stat Change Stone is a granted share party loot, while the crate will be tradable. It is not a share party loot, and it gives you a chance of obtaining 5 to 20 Rune Stat Change Stones. So this is really nice, especially that they're adding it in hard mode and Last Stand. One thing that people are having a hard time grinding is the stat change stones, especially with Vanguards. Yes, you can buy them, but so many people are just focusing on cards. I hope to see in Season 2 the top tier dungeons also releasing this item, and I like that they're making a share drop as well as a single drop, and the single drop is tradable. That's really nice. I hope we actually see both drop at the same time and they just don't share the same drop. cool, but we'll get into that. Ghillieglade is getting some changes as well. Those changes are with the Jackbox. Basically, you will no longer get the Aura and Charstone gacha boxes for level 1 or level 1 to 3. They will be Rune stat change stone, so if you are maybe lower level, this might be the best place to go for your Stigma stuff. Actually, grinding Ghillieglade every day is very manageable. Getting the Jackboxes isn't really that consistent, but it's a way to get it. The level 1 to 3 is getting transformed to a diamond. The bracelet, which is just a terrible item, I hate that it's in there. This should only be in lower level dungeons, so I'm glad they're upping this to actually God Power Stone. That's an amazing adjustment. And then fluorite shards, they're just increasing the amount. As well as the base rewards are being changed. The base amount of rune stat change stones is increased, and the drop amount of rune stones has been decreased. Honestly, fair enough. And the drop amount of rune materials is slightly increased. That is also good. That is the red and blue materials, and probably shattered rune fragments. They are increasing them. So very amazing changes to Ghillieglade. I'm glad that's getting some love because it was kind of starting to fall behind a little. Dismantling. Everyone's been complaining about the growth support. This is your season dust. I don't know what the 30-day version is. I haven't got it, so I'm guessing that's something that's releasing in the last 30 days of the season. By the way, season 1 is ending in the beginning of April, so we have the rest of March to get your levels up to as high as you can to get some of those fantastic rewards at the end. The devs are going to post what those rewards are probably a week or two, maybe a week before, the season ends, and when season 2 comes out, as well as all the growth, dust and stuff for the entire season will be dismantleable. I don't know if this is going to be dismantleable into like that top spot, since instant reset scrolls are also being dismantleable. They don't say what it's going to give you, so my guess is either metamorphics, or maybe it'll give stuff for people to actually be able to buy the reset scrolls, but only for this season. That would be kind of a neat thing, but again, we'll know more once this is implemented. I'll probably make a short video on it when once it comes. Again, it was meant to come tonight, but I think all of it's being pushed back. I'll kind of read that note as well. Classes are getting a small change. Basically, the dev notes are just explaining how Priest and Mystic has been unbalanced. Priests are actually much stronger than Mystics at this time with their buffs. There's also been a huge issue with people running with Priest and Mystic. In the past, you couldn't run, like Priest's Edict would get overridden by a Mystic buff. Same thing with Divine Charge. Now they're updating that and kind of will be covered, but to make it short, E-Stars and Shakan are going to override a Mystic's Thrall Augment buff, while Mystics does the same thing. Whichever one's casted last is going to overwrite. I hope this might be reconsidered only for raids. I would hope maybe they can implement something for raids, because that's the only issue I see with this. I know there's been some complaints in the Discord, but double healer runs, and double healer runs were never meant to give the other two DPS so much damage that it's actually better to run with double healer, and that's kind of what the dev notes say, and I can believe it, because Priest can give almost 1,000 power now, or bring someone up near 1,000 power because of the way the buffs stack. And when you have a Priest giving you that much power and you have a Mystic giving you that much power, it becomes an issue. So I think this is a fantastic change, and I think it's a much needed change, because the point of running double healer isn't to do more damage. The point of running double healer is either to help someone learning in the group that might die too much, or you know, to help another healer learn a dungeon. Maybe the healer's struggling with like purple mana and CAA, so then the mystic can just vow them, they can get up and continue practicing, or the priest can go over and res the mystic, so that way the mystic can keep practicing. Basically that's the concept of the double healer, is not to do this ridiculous amount of damage. So, and then it talks about warrior, which we'll go over in the actual warrior patch notes, or section of the patch notes. System messages where the glyph triggering won't be displayed. I'm hoping this is something like the words on the screen won't be displayed. I'm hoping in your like buff bar it's still displayed. As long as it's displayed in the buff bar, I don't see any issue with it. I don't know how many people actually read the words that pop up on their screen when they're running a dungeon. I know I don't really pay attention to them unless it's actually the boss saying something. And even then, I kind of ignore it. But if it is an issue and people don't like it, it will be rolled back. Honestly, it's not really that big of an issue. So let's go into the actual class buffs and changes. Mystic is up first. They are changing Thrall of Vengeance. The power is being increased from 23 to 28. And as I said, when it gets applied, Shakan and energy stars go away, whatever. Mind you, that 23 to 28 is a bit more than just 28. As priests and mystic run more power, their buffs get stronger to their team. So this 28 is only the baseline power. It is not the max amount of power that the mystic gives out. The same thing with the Thrall Lord. They are decreasing its cooldown from 600 to 150 seconds. That is amazing because now that Thrall Lord is a buff, yeah, that's kind of crazy to be sitting there and waiting 600 seconds. Even if you're running full cooldown, it's still like a 3-minute freaking cooldown for a buff now. But you will only get the buff when you're running the Thrall Augmentation. That basically is the Mystic's awakening skill to make their thralls actually useful. The power increase has changed. It was 15 on release when they made this change. They are bringing it all the way up to 55 power. And again, that 55 power will probably scale with power, but you'd have to kind of test that. I'm not 100% sure on that. The duration is being decreased. Instead of it lasting for 30 seconds, it will last for 25 seconds. Honestly, I think that's fair because the amount of cooldown mystics run anyway, there's a good chance 150 can be brought down to almost permanent, kind of like Edict. So, and again, it removes the priest buffs, whatever. Next, we have Priest, Blessing of Shakan and Energy Stars. When used, they remove the mystics. 2 buffs that we just covered, that is fine. Kaya's Shield. This is a amazing buff that Priest is finally getting. So last patch, Priest gotta change the Kaya's where you can move it on, or where you could use it on the move. Moving around will not cancel the use of Kaya's. And now, the biggest complaint that Priest have been making is that Kaya's is a lock-on skill. Back years ago, this was changed all the way back when Awakening was released. So we are almost going 3-4 years back. We're going before I was even making these videos, that far back. They are finally reverting Kaya's Shield to be a shot type skill, and it's an instant cast skill. Basically, this is intended that if you even have high ping, you can just cast Kaya's and it will go to your team. It is not going to take the time to lock on. It is going to work the way it was originally always intended. Thank for the love of Kaya, or whatever god you want to put in there. I am so happy they're making that change to Priest. It is just fantastic. Warrior got a change last patch. Basically, it's a war tank change. It's a fantastic change. It allows warriors to keep up with other tanks, and they overtuned it, basically. When a warrior does their block into blade draw, it reduces the cooldown of Infuriate. Basically, it gave way too much cooldown reduction. It's only by a few seconds, but still yet when you're consistently block canceling into blade draw and you're getting them perfectly every time. You can get it back very, very quick. It was not intended to get back that quick, so they're just reducing it. They didn't say by how much. I don't remember how much it used to reduce, but it's meant to just be balanced with Brawler doing Counter Punch, and I think Lancer's is Shield Bash that reduces it. Please let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not going through the notes to read it. It was months ago, and if I'm wrong, oh well, I don't play Lancer. Lancers, you know what skill it is. And yeah, that is the patch notes. There are some bug fixes. You can read those if you want. I don't really care about bug fixes. So that is the update that is meant to come out at some point. There was a notice. We'll cover that. Basically, the update schedule change. Yeah, it's being delayed. Accordingly, the build update that was scheduled for March 12th has been canceled. We will proceed with the update as quickly as possible as soon as the review is approved. We will provide a separate notice with postponed schedule as soon as it is finalized. We apologize for the inconvenience. So the approval on console PlayStation Network review has been delayed. Basically, yeah, PlayStation. Hey, not Xbox for one. That's crazy that it's not Microsoft doing it. Basically, PlayStation didn't like something that they, I guess, tried to do. I don't know what they are delaying them on. Additional critical issue was discovered. I don't know. They'll update us. Like I said, they've been posting these actually very, very frequently. You could see this was posted on the 10th, and the last one was posted on the 8th. So they're actually, yes, they are posting things very well. Like I said, join the Discord. I will have it linked. The Discord is fantastic, and the dev in there is a very, 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 very nice, wonderful person. They have been updating us on stuff for quite a while. They actually did post the priest running around using Kaya's before they even put it in patch notes, and they mentioned quite a few of these changes actually in that Discord. The only thing that they want is nothing to be really released, from what I understand from the Discord. So videos, they want waited until, you know, they post stuff on the website. But I mean, the Discord's open to the public, so I guess you can always just join. Just join. Just join. Just do it. Just like you should subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you've made it this far, consider liking the video. Let your friends know TERA Console is making a pretty damn good return. With that, that is the end of this video. I think I rambled enough for one night. If you got any questions, let me know. Like I said, join the Discord. It'll be in the bottom. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic day and or night. And as always, I hope to see you around Anaboria, gamers.